2 years ago, I had my lower left leg amputated, and everything went really well at first. I was fitted with a prosthesis using the pin lock system, and that worked really well for about the first 9 months. And then I developed this excruciating nerve pain in my leg whenever I put any weight on the prosthesis. And so for the last year, I've been in the wheelchair as doctors evaluated my leg and to determine what was wrong and how to fix it. And they finally came to the conclusion there was nothing structurally that they could find on the leg that needed to be changed. And so they suggested instead we try some other options. So a few weeks ago, I was fitted with an elevated vacuum system, and all indications are that that is going to help me. I don't have the excruciating leg pain, although I have some minor pains, but we're hoping that we can get those worked out. So today I want to show you how the elevated vacuum system is donned and doffed, put on, put off. One of the things is that I always wear a shrinker, a compression sock, and I have my leg elevated whenever I don't have the prosthesis on, so that the volume of my leg doesn't change dramatically. The first step in putting on an elevated vacuum system is to take the silicone liner and put that on. It's stored right side out, but to put it on your leg, you have to turn it inside out. And this material is such that it sort of sticks to itself. So before trying to get it on the leg, I spray it down with a mixture of alcohol and water so that it rolls on smoothly. Then I take and dry the liner off a bit. Next step is to put on a sheath, which is a thin kind of sock. And right now I'm using 2 sheets. Sort of like the elevated vacuum system is pretty finicky, and so you have to work with it to find out how it works best with you. So I have those on, so I can take the prosthesis itself. And you see here up on top, there's this clear plastic. It's a hard plastic. That's the check socket, the test socket. You might also see some writing and some marks all over. That's where we've made notes about where things needed to be changed. This plastic can be heated and then stretched out and reshaped slightly, so you can take pressure off of different areas of your leg that's hurting. So slide the leg in and then pull the sheath down off the top of the leg. The one thing about an elevated vacuum system is that if this sleeve gets even a pinhole in it, it loses vacuum, and then the system is worthless. So one of the things that these sheaths do is roll down over this top edge of the hard socket, helps protect that. And then stand up to put some pressure on the leg. Roll the sleeve up, and on me at least, the sleeve goes really high. And then push the button to turn on the vacuum pump. It beeps and then starts to suck out the air. And now it's stopped and it's secured to my leg. Now as far as the socket goes, this first ring down here, this black ring, is actually the vacuum pump attached to the bottom of the socket. This one is a limb logic from willow wood. There's the button to turn it off and on, and then right there is the port where you plug it in every night to recharge. Below that there's a red ring and then a blue ring, and these are adjustment rings because when you first have a socket built, you have to get that foot position just right. It can go forward, it can go back, it can go left and right. It can angle this way and that way, toe up, toe down, heel down, all sorts of different ways. These adjustment rings allow the prosthetist to do that until you find the right setting. That's the pylon, the post that hooks the leg onto my foot. And then up here is a white fiberglass coating over that plastic socket. A little bit of this socket is exposed here because we had to adjust the front edge here. It was rubbing on my tibia, and so she cut that fiberglass away to stretch that out. And then the sleeve. So that's sort of the components of the elevated vacuum system. Now, to take the leg off, it's sort of just the opposite procedure. Push the button, it beeps twice, and then the pump is off. And so then you can go ahead and roll that sleeve back down. And then you can pull your leg out of the socket and roll that liner off your leg. Then I have to take the liner to the sink to wash it, and then so it can dry. And then on the socket, this what would be the upper part of this sleeve, when it's fully extended, I have to wash it as well, because both of those areas have contact with my skin and it gets sort of sweaty and nasty. So you're going to keep those clean and then wash the leg every night. And then put the compression sock back on. So that's the basic idea of an elevated vacuum socket.